comes out to see Blake Snell. Blake's like, no, man, I can get this last out. Trust me. Dave Roberts says, you know what? I will trust you. Blake says, thank you. Vesey was already coming out from the bullpen. He goes back, and then Blake got him. Nice.
I like that.
That's another guy people used to say I look
like
like back when I had the shaved head. Blake
If
Snell.
you had a little goatee.
I used to have a goatee and a shaved head. Yeah.
7 scoreless innings, 12 strikeouts. Then in the 8th, home run number 51 for your guy, Ohtani, Brew, who, after the game, said he might pitch in the bullpen. I don't know if he said it, but it was like news out of the Dodgers.
You guys saw he's the first ever member of a different, or first ever, I think, 50-50 club.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The 50 strikeouts as a pitcher and 50 home runs. 50 home runs, 50 Ks.
That's pretty good.
The only other guy to have a strikeout with 50 home runs in the season, Babe Ruth.
That's a good one.
It's pretty solid.
The boat.
pretty good.
Yeah. He's the boat. Just y'all admit it now.
Well, I think Babe's probably better
Babe
than
Ruth is pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Really?
Yankees up
I think he's the
7-2.
best ever.
One out, bottom of the 4th, ground ball to Jazz, who makes a great play. Yankees still getting it done. They played.
Wow.
That's a good play.
Yeah.
Jazz is good. Wonderful. Red Sox
French
A's tied
pastry
at 4 in the 10th. We just saw this from the Snakes. This is my real favorite team.
Is another walk-off infield hit?
Walk-off infield hit. Eaton scores. Red Sox win. They're 2.5 games up on the Guardians in the wild card. Final wonderful. Cubs up 8-4 in Pittsburgh. This is the final out for the Cubs, who get to the playoffs. So congratulations to Danny Parkins and the Chicago Cubs. They have a staid celebration here, and then they start pouring Bud Lights on each other in the locker room. And that's the weird and wonderful from International Pastimes. No Bull Zone. Sponsored by Credible. You get great rates, and you don't have to deal with any of the bull. Brock Purdy back at practice. Brandon Ayuk isn't set to come back for a few weeks, but he was seen running, so that's a good sign. Now, Shanahan says there's a good chance that Brock plays against the Cardinals. Friend of the show, Calais Campbell, was on NFL Insiders and was asked about who he'd rather face, and perhaps a little gamesmanship, but let's take a listen.
You want a truthful answer? The truthful answer is I'd much rather play against Mac Jones. But at the same time, I mean, it's football. and that's not a shot because Mac is a first-round talent, and he can do all the things. He just hasn't been that defense. He hasn't been that offense a long time. So he just is still going through it. But with Brock, I mean, he's a master of that offense.
Kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. Time to buy stock in the undefeated 49ers and your response to Calais Campbell.
Do you two want to apologize to me? Because for the last week, Coach, they've been dropping little hints that Mac Jones might be as good or heck better than Brock Purdy. Calais Campbell could not keep a straight face. It was the funniest thing he's heard all week. I mean, he was cracking up. Like,
He's
really?
the one who said
You're
it.
really asking me this? I'm just...
Okay.
I appreciate the honesty from Calais Campbell. I think they would be both very good quarterbacks. I think the issue is that I will ask you, if you're going from a 49ers perspective, if there's a healthy Mac Jones who just lit up the Saints defense, or a somewhat healthy Brock Purdy, I think that's a fair question.
I would, if Brock's 80%, I would probably play Mac. I mean, I just want to get Brock healthy. They got enough injuries. Get him as healthy as you can before you bring him back. But it is important for them to stack wins. I mean, Arizona's 2-0, but they haven't looked good. It is a
Rams
division
are really
game.
good.
Yeah, the Rams are going to be good. Look, I don't think, well, let me put it this way. The Niners have to keep stacking these wins before they get Ayuk and Kittle back. If they can have a strong record when they get those two back with Purdy, and I assume Christian McCaffrey, if he stays healthy, will get going at some point. He's averaging like 3.5 yards a carry. Then they could be in business. I don't think they're on the level of Green Bay and Philly and maybe Detroit, maybe the Rams, but I think they are a playoff team if they can get healthy. So they have to stack these wins before those guys get back.
Yeah, it was funny. Calais laughs like that and tries to reel it back in with, oh, no, but he is a first-round talent. But it is interesting. There's not many quarterbacks that you think of as elite franchise quarterbacks where you'd say, if he was 80%, I'd rather play the backup. I don't think in Buffalo they'd say, well, if Josh is 80%, I'd rather play backup. If
Preach, coach.
Lamar is 80%, I'd rather. So
Right,
so there's
Patrick,
that.
throw
I'm
Gardner
saying it
out
more
there. Gardner.
because he could get hurt.
Yeah,
I wasn't saying it because
yeah.
Max is going to be better. I'm just.
But to your point, I thought the same thing. So Brock has the hurt shoulder and foot,
toe.
right?
Yeah.
So he's got two different things that are bothering him. Mac Jones went out; he had the 3 touchdowns, no picks. Brock had the 2 interceptions in the first game. Their numbers, when you look at them, were very comparable, and you can make an argument that he faced an easier opponent, but you can also make the argument he hasn't played in a very long time, so Brock should be significantly better than Mac is. So it's hard for me to buy stock in the 49ers. We talked about how easy their schedule was, or that they had the easiest schedule. We talked about the volume of injuries, and I didn't have Brock Purdy as being one of those injuries we had to consider. And CMC's back, but how long is he back for? And he's really not running the ball very well. He's only catching the ball well, which in this offense is problematic.
Yeah, so a couple things. One is, I never said and did not think Mac Jones was better than Brock Purdy. I did find it noteworthy that a player that we all agree, except for Kevin Wildes, is not a starting NFL quarterback, got dropped into the Niners and looked like not only a starting NFL quarterback, a good starting NFL quarterback. Just another data point in my own. Oh, this guy. Now he's calling him more Pro Bowler.
That's an actual fact.
Every time Wild says that, you get mad at him. But that's neither here nor there.
They'd go to the Pro Bowl.
He's a Pro Bowler, like, gosh darn it. Tyler Huntley. Thank you, KW. You got my back there.
Also like Joe Burrow.
Well, yeah.
They're all Pro Bowlers.
It's all the exact same. But I will not be buying stock in the Niners, and it's not about Purdy. It's for 2 reasons. One is, I am of the belief that the most important offensive player, other than maybe Trent Williams, oddly, on that team is not Purdy, it's Christian McCaffrey. And McCaffrey, while they have fed him the ball, has not it is alarming to me that he has not been explosive the way we are. Christian McCaffrey has been very simple to figure out throughout his career. When he's out there, he is a dynamic game changer.
Yep.
The question is he going to be out there? Very small sample, obviously, but through 2 weeks, he's been out there, and he's just
I'm
been out
surprised
there.
you're surprised just knowing how you look at the age of running back.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
so maybe I shouldn't be. And maybe I oddly it was like McCaffrey's older and has had a lot of injuries, but because of the injuries, he doesn't have much wear and tear. So but yeah, I mean, I went into the year saying if he's healthy, I think he's top 3 back. He has not been close to that up to that point. But the other reason is the biggest thing the Niners had going for him narratively going into the year was the schedule. It wasn't about how good they were, it was the schedule. And I don't know, Hubs, if we have their schedule. But the point is, schedule all of a sudden doesn't look as easy as we thought it did. Because the NFC West, everybody's the Cardinals we think are bad, but they're undefeated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We saw them play Seattle. Obviously, they won, but that game came down to the final minutes. The Rams are excellent. And then, and then another game that we all thought was going to be a super easy game, the Colts. The Colts, again, I don't believe in them, but they're still undefeated. It's not quite as many soft spots. Again, I think it's a below-average schedule.
Sure.
But, as I've been trying to tell Coach for years, in the offseason, you can't just judge a team's schedule. You don't know who they're going to be.
I've always been a schedule guy.
Right, he's
always told me to relax.
And so, you take that, and then the point that I don't know if it was on the air or off the air yesterday we were talking about, which is maybe the upper class of the AFC is still better than the upper class of the NFC. But the NFC, upper, middle, and middle class, to me, is the stronger of the 2 conferences. So I think getting a wild card spot in the NFC this year is going to be much harder than in the AFC and much harder than in years past. And so all that makes me not want to buy stock in the Niners.
Start Mac Jones.
I think they're going to, Kato.
I think they are too.
I think they give him one more week.
I think
one more week. You don't want Purdy to go out there and look bad in the first half and be like, what do you think about Mac Jones?
And also, Jonathan Gannon likes heating the quarterback up. He's going to send. Now, listen, Purdy's more mobile, even with an injury, than statuesque.
A little bit.
No, he can't.
Well, pull the Pro Bowl tape.
A little bit.
I think he might be the least mobile starting quarterback under the age of 35.
Yeah, he might be.
Pull the Pro Bowl tape. Bring in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Granted, the play was dead, but still. Bunless, most motivational segment in all of sports, is next.
This Sunday, we need to get every tailgater